Remember that fan I was talking about with shit hitting it? Um, so textbooks in an AP class rewrites the Second Amendment. It says the people have a right to keep and bear arms in a state militia. This isn't a textbook. Holy God, are you not seeing the conspiracy now? Oh, and I feel sorry for the shooting at the Washington Naval Yard. Um, it was a gun-free zone, and I'll stop talking right now. At the DC rally in 9/11, on 9/11, sorry, there was over 1 million bikers and patriots and army people and Marines and soldiers. They swarmed the Capitol. I mean, none of the mainstream media talked about it whatsoever because they're scared it might happen again. Um, but anyway, it's just so sad that the only amendment that says it shall not be infringed has been infringed the most, and it's not a joke. This is a serious issue. Okay, I mean, so we only have semi-auto. It means when you hold the trigger, it only shoots one bullet. The government can have full auto, where you hold the trigger, it goes brrr. So that's an infringement. The government has tanks and F-16s. We have our cars. That's an infringement. Um, we have, grenades and stuff and napalm, but they have Hiroshima atomic weapons. That's an infringement. I'm not saying we should have atomic weapons. I'm saying no one should. But if they can, what does that tell you? The government wants to ban assault style weapons, things that looks a certain way but react the same as a little fucking 38 special handgun. While they get full auto and stuff. I mean, it's not to stop mass shooters. It's to enslave you. Wake up. I mean, disarmed countries like Africa are not doing so well. The only people that rule that country are guerrilla warfare soldiers who illegally purchase all their weapons. It's not a joke. This is some scary shit. You don't want to be disarmed. Australia's crime rose at least 30% after the gun ban. And gun murders, guess what, rose 19%. Strange how that works out, huh? So we just had a Friday the 13th. That was pretty tight. But what was interesting is that it was on September 13th, the exact day Tupac died in 1996. I mean, and he was on a Friday the 13th, on September 13th. So I just think that's really interesting. For some reason, 1,140 people, including first responders, have a World Trade Center related cancer. I wonder what that means. They're not like trying to kill the witnesses or anything, are they? I mean, it's not like the witnesses completely defy their testimony, and firefighters themselves said they heard bombs. It's from them. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I watch the news. It's from them. Yeah. And it's so strange. The main people who lied about Benghazi were talking about Syria on the anniversary of Benghazi, so as to distract you from Benghazi. It's so sad, really sad. Obama's trying to fucking make us go to Syria. It's really scary. And we're supposed to be fighting Al Qaeda in Afghanistan, but now we're aiding them in Syria and disarming us in America so everyone can invade us. Obama has no clue, or he is lying, which means he is lying. He said, "We are a constitutional democracy." Wrong. We are a constitutional republic. How are you president? This is all fulfilling scripture. There's no legal way he would have been elected. They're all Illuminati running the world, trying to fulfill scripture, which is the end time. In the Bible, the great deception is the new world order. All you need to do is believe in this one guy, and you can skip all that. You don't have to live through that. You will ascend. You'll go to the fucking Pleiades. The 7 stars in Jesus' hands. The Mayans worship the Pleiades. All their pyramids are aligned to it. And the Mayans had Quetzalcoatl, which was Jesus. The one thing Christians can't recognize is that Jesus came multiple times. But the Holy Bible captured the primary latest time. Okay, he didn't just have a second coming, he had a couple comings. And 1844 was one of them. And Quetzalcoatl, way before in the Mayan times, was one of them. Viracocha, Osiris, Dionysus was one of them. And Jesus was the ultimate archetype. The cross is the four elements, with him the fifth element in the center, the fifth element for the fifth age. Spirit, you know. I mean, there's many pictures of Dionysus at the center of the zodiac. Okay, Jesus had his 12 disciples. He was at the center, the sun in the center. I mean, Jesus' story is not only true, but corresponds to natural astronomical events. What Zeitgeist failed to mention, what Zeitgeist failed to realize, is that astronomy didn't make Christianity invalid, it made it more valid. And they just want to twist it around and say, well, all religion is bunk. No, you proved all religion is hiding something more sacred than just a spiritual story. There's layers to everything, okay? The Groks found layers in the hieroglyphs, looked out and saw pictures instead of looking for words to decode the words. It was all a picture when you zoomed out. Makes perfect sense. The Bible, when you zoom out like Swedenborg, it has another overall picture. There's layers to everything, okay? California passes their semi-auto firearms ban, of course. I mean, it's just sad because the Democrats want to eliminate the Constitution completely. Like, admittedly, we don't want the Second Amendment anymore. But at least with Republicans, they want to ban stuff that was never once mentioned in the Constitution. So it's not like, yeah, they already said you can't ban that. They think of new stuff, like banning abortion, stem cell research, gay marriage. None of that is in the Constitution. So they think they can be American and just add it on there because they never said you couldn't do it. Well, you get mad at the Democrats for saying, you know, they're wanting to change stuff, and yet you want to add stuff. They want to take away stuff. Okay, if it's not in the Constitution, don't worry about it. Drug war, not in the Constitution. Taxes, not in the Constitution. People have not filed tax returns and have been fined because the government knows it's illegal, so they can't technically fully audit some of the people who know the real information. Anyway, it's just crazy. Area 51 was admitted, but they don't admit any aliens there. So what does that mean? All the times you said, well, Area 51 doesn't exist. All those times, you could have just been like, it's an aircraft. Oh yeah, it exists. It's just an aircraft base. No, you lied the whole time because it's not a fucking aircraft base. You're only saying Area 51 exists. Oh yeah, but it's not an alien aircraft base. It's just an aircraft base. Why wouldn't you admit it in the 50s then? You're getting caught in your own game. Or your game is to fuck with us, to truly fuck with us. Oh man. Oh man. Well, I really don't see how we shouldn't be worried. You should either be worried and stock up on ammo, or you should read the Bible more and books like the Jesus Mysteries or Fingerprints of the Gods. You know, just wake up first before you die and have a mark of the beast in your head, okay? I would much rather be decapitated than have my soul taken out in some mark of the beast, alien and virus V-chip cure, whatever. It really just takes out your fucking pineal gland and stores it some, just like fluoride, okay? I mean, I would much rather just be decapitated and get it over with, because you won't have a real life if you take a mark of the beast. It'll be New World Order V-chip, you know. I don't want to sound like a crazy person, but I logically came to these conclusions. I was all into the spiritual 2012 stuff last year. Now I'm into the realistic Illuminati. I already knew the 2012 stuff. Not 2012, but like New Age stuff. They know about DMT. Illuminati know about reincarnation. Illuminati know about real aliens. So I had to figure all that stuff out last year. So, one last thing before I go. Everything I said in the video right after 2012 didn't happen. Came true. I said 2013 would be the year the deception becomes visible. Awakening to the deception. This whole year has been the government being called out for their lies. And I didn't even know this. Only Newtown happened at that point. I thought it was a government lie. But now there's open government lies. NSA, IRS targeting, DEA bullet hoarding, DHS bullet hoarding, DEA, you know, it's what I said. So is it the end of the world, or is it the beginning of the new world order? Was it not supposed to be a glamorous enlightenment type golden age? It's going to be the darkest age ever, apparently, unless you believe in Jesus. So I'm going back and forth. Crazy. Crazy.